I'm Bishop Thomas Daly of the Diocese of Spokane. I'm one of 5 bishops in the Washington State Catholic Conference, also known as the WSCC. The WSCC is the public policy voice of the bishops of Washington State. I would like to tell you about the WSCC's legislative priorities. We have 11 priorities, primarily centered around life and justice issues, which help shape our advocacy for public policies that serve the common good. At the forefront of our legislative priorities are life issues. The Church believes and teaches that all life is sacred, from conception to natural death. Respecting life means we speak out against abortion, capital punishment, and physician-assisted suicide. It also compels us to speak out against racial injustice and to care for our refugee neighbors that live within our own communities. Children and families are our second legislative priority. The WSCC supports policies that help struggling families to receive resources to thrive. It also supports early learning and childcare systems that are accessible to all. The WSCC advocates for the aging and people with disabilities. We support caring for and protecting our elderly and vulnerable populations with proper services and programs. In our own diocese, this is especially important because of the elderly who often live in isolation in the small towns and mountain communities of Eastern Washington. Advocating for health care in Catholic hospitals is another legislative priority. As a principle of respecting life, we seek affordable and accessible health care for all, to include dental and mental health services and access to affordable prescription drugs. Related to health care, we also advocate for our Catholic hospitals, ensuring that they are able to maintain their Catholic mission while generously serving the wider community. Catholic education is another legislative priority. We monitor policies that affect our Catholic schools and those that may impact Catholic students in public schools. We advocate for school choice options and policies that ensure parents play the primary role in educating their children. Economic justice is another of our priorities. We support policies that aid and reduce the number of those living in poverty, increase food assistance for the hungry, and access to broadband internet service, especially in our rural areas. As we've seen in the pandemic, broadband service can be a lifeline to education, healthcare, and other essential services. As Pope Francis has often stated, God's creation is his gift to us. We look for ways to protect our environment through the adoption of conservation standards that promote, protect, and preserve clean air, water, and natural resources. Housing. In our state, the Housing Trust Fund is part of the state's capital budget. Some funds enable Catholic housing services to build affordable residences in an effort to reduce homelessness. Echoing Pope Francis's call to love one's neighbor, the bishops look to ensure that our immigrant brothers and sisters are treated with justice and respect. The bishops promote an ethic of accountability rooted in responsibility, rehabilitation, and restoration as the foundation of our criminal justice system, another of our priorities. Every 2 years, the legislature passes a new state budget. The WSCC advocates for the funding of essential services and programs that serve the common good. With a heavy reliance on sales taxes, the Washington State has the most regressive tax system in the nation. We're advocating for a more just tax structure. As Catholics, we look to serve the common good through public policies that respect life and advocate for justice and equity. We ask for your prayers and encourage you to live your faith by supporting the Washington State Catholic Conference advocacy efforts. Thank you.